After a steady decline in COVID cases and in the positivity rate, Delhi is now unlocking from today. And as per the new guidelines, all markets and malls will now be open between 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restaurants and public transport will also be allowed, but they will be allowed to run only with 50% of capacity. Public transport can ply with half the seating capacity. Only 2 passengers are allowed in auto rickshaws and in taxis. However, this is being permitted for 1 week on a trial basis. If cases increase, then the government may go ahead and again impose strict restrictions. Social, political, religious gatherings are still prohibited. Weddings will not be allowed in public places like banquet halls or hotels. It will be permitted only in closed spaces, and the limit remains 20 people for weddings. Spas, gyms, yoga centers, parks and gardens will remain closed for the public to break the chain of transmission. And listen into exactly what Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said about this phase of unlock in Delhi.
कल 5 बजे के बाद से सारी एक्टिविटीज़ अलाउड हैं, एक्सेप्ट कुछ एक्टिविटीज़ हैं जो बिल्कुल प्रोहिबिटेड हैं, वो बिल्कुल अलाउड नहीं है, और कुछ एक्टिविटीज़ हैं जो रिस्ट्रिक्टेड तरीके से अलाउड हैं. सारे स्कूल बंद रहेंगे, कॉलेज बंद रहेंगे, एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस बंद रहेंगे, कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशंस बंद रहेंगे. सोशल, पॉलिटिकल, स्पोर्ट्स, एंटरटेनमेंट, एकेडमिक, कल्चरल, रिलीजियस, फेस्टिवल, इससे रिलेटेड जितनी गैदरिंग्स हैं, कोई भी गैदरिंग अलाउड नहीं हो. प्राइवेट ऑफिसेज जितने हैं वो 50% कैपेसिटी पे काम करेंगे. 9 बजे से 5 बजे तक काम करेंगे और कोशिश करेंगे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वर्क फ्रॉम होम की. जितने मार्केट्स हैं, मार्केट कॉम्प्लेक्स हैं, मॉल्स हैं, वो अब पिछले हफ्ते ऑड इवन था, कल से पूरी तरह से सारी दुकानें खुल सकती हैं 10 बजे, लेकिन 10 बजे से 8 बजे तक शाम को. और जो रेस्टोरेंट हैं वो 50% सीटिंग कैपेसिटी पे काम करेंगे. ये एक हफ्ता हम लोग देखेंगे मार्केट्स और रेस्टोरेंट्स का.
Unfortunately, here's another incident of a Neta, a Covidiot Neta, flouting norms. A BJP leader from Madhya Pradesh's Katni district celebrated his birthday, flouting all norms. On your screens is that viral video where BJP youth wing leader Mridul Dwivedi is celebrating a lavish birthday in the presence of a large crowd. Social distancing, mask norms have gone for a complete toss, as you can see there in that bash. After the video went viral, the BJP leader has now been fined 10,000 rupees by the district administration. 7-day home quarantine has also been instructed for all those who were present at this party. Now, private hospital operators are calling for a review of the government's new vaccine procurement policy, claiming that the high vaccine prices set for the private sector and a cap on service charge will make it unviable for them. Milind Sharma breaks down the details for you.
This first drive-through vaccination centre in Delhi was inaugurated to vaccinate Delhi's population. But after the union government capped vaccine prices in private hospitals, this drive-through centre is being shut down by the hospital.
जो नई प्राइस कैपिंग आई है उसके कारण ये हमारे लिए थोड़ा अनवायबल हो गया है, जबकि पिछले 15 दिन से हमने इसको लगातार चलाया और हम इसको और भी चलाना चाहते थे, लेकिन अभी फिलहाल हमें इसको बंद करना पड़ेगा.
Fortis Healthcare has also issued a similar statement seeking a review of the government's new policy on price cap for private facilities. It said, and I quote, "We would urge the vaccine prices for private sector be reviewed. Unfortunately, the cap of service charge at 150 rupees will not cover additional costs incurred for off-site vaccination camps. We urge the government to consider a higher charge for off-site camps to enable expanded coverage." The government has capped the prices of Serum Institute of India's Covishield at private COVID vaccination centres at 780 rupees per dose. It capped the prices of Bharat Biotech's Covaxin at 1,410 rupees per dose and Russia's Sputnik V at 1,145 rupees per dose. It's also said that private hospitals cannot charge more than 150 rupees for administering a dose. Healthcare industry bodies say the centre should procure all the vaccines.
We urge Prime Minister to procure 100% vaccine from the manufacturers and provide 50% vaccines to the private sector. AHPI, for example, have 11,000 hospitals, many of which are located in Tier 3 towns. They will be able to provide vaccines to the people and overcome the hesitancy.
This would help even small private hospitals to procure doses to vaccinate in small towns as well as rural India.
The central government has made it very much clear that 75% of the COVID-19 vaccine will be made available to the government sector and rest 25% will be made available to the private hospitals. Yet the government has made it clear, but there is no official channel from where the smaller hospitals can procure the COVID-19 vaccine.
Healthcare body sources have said that it seems private hospital concerns have been completely ignored in the new policy. And the Union Health Ministry has told states that strict action needs to be taken against those that are overcharging for vaccines. While we have conveniently forgotten, for several weeks, it was the private hospitals that were procuring higher doses from the central government to vaccinate at least those who could afford to get inoculated in the country, while states miserably failed to procure these doses. In New Delhi with Sneha Mordani, this is Milan Sharma for India Today.
Moving on, a major controversy has come to the fore in the Ayodhya Ram Mandir land deal. AAP and Samajwadi Party have alleged that a piece of land which was bought for 2 crore rupees from its owners was sold to the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust for 18.5 crore rupees, and this is for the construction of the Ram Mandir. What makes the deal most suspicious is the claim that there was only a difference of 10 minutes in signing both the deals. It was done in a matter of minutes. And trust member Anil Mishra and Ayodhya Mayor Rishikesh Upadhyay are listed as witnesses in both deals. Both AAP MP Sanjay Singh and former UP Minister Pawan Pandey have raised concerns over the 1,208 hectare land deal, questioning who is the beneficiary of the 16 crore rupees. The members of the Temple Trust meanwhile said that they will look into these allegations.
मैं ट्रस्ट की मीटिंग की चर्चा कर रहा हूं, इससे अलावा यहाँ कोई अर्थ है ही नहीं विषय मेरे सामने। मंदिर के निर्माण में
एक आरोप लग रहा है, लखनऊ से लेकर यहाँ तक
हमको आरोप लगते ही रहते हैं। मैं 100 साल से आरोप ही देख रहे हैं हम लोग। हम पर महात्मा गांधी की हत्या के आरोप लगे, आरोप से हम चिंता नहीं करते। आप भी चिंता मत करिए, आप खूब लगाइए। यू आर यस, आई एक्सेप्ट, आई रेडी, यू आल्सो, यू डू इट। आप अपना काम करिए, हम अपना काम करेंगे।
ट्रस्ट का कुछ कहना है इस बारे में?
नहीं कहना, अभी स्टडी करेंगे।
देखिए, पहले तो इस प्रकार का संभव नहीं है कि रामलला के लिए ट्रस्ट जो बना है वो इस प्रकार का कोई भी घोटाला करेगा। इस पर तो जांच होने पर ही पता चलेगा। लेकिन जो लोग गलत तरीके से आरोप लगा रहे हैं उन पर यह आरोप लगाना गलत है। पहले जांच होना चाहिए कि ये बात सही है। यदि सही है तो जो कुछ हुआ उस पर विचार किया जाएगा, और नहीं तो ये रामलला का अपमान है, रामलले के पैसे का अपमान है, दान का अपमान है।
जमीन की मालियत है 5 करोड़ 80 लाख रुपए लगभग, और ये जमीन 2 करोड़ रुपए में खरीदी गई कुसुम पाठक और हरीश पाठक से। खरीदने वालों का नाम है रवि मोहन तिवारी और सुल्तान अंसारी। ये जमीन खरीदी गई 7:10 पे, ये भी टाइमिंग है, देख लीजिए आप। 7:10 पे ये जमीन खरीदी गई, और यही जमीन 5 मिनट के बाद रवि मोहन तिवारी और सुल्तान अंसारी से 18.5 करोड़ रुपए में राम जन्मभूमि ट्रस्ट ने खरीद लिया। 18.5 करोड़ रुपए में 5.5 लाख रुपए प्रति सेकंड। जमीन महंगे होते हुए कभी आपने सुना है? ये एक बहुत बड़ा घोटाला है। ये प्रभु श्री राम के नाम पर चंदा देने वाले करोड़ों लोगों की आस्था पर गहरी चोट है, और प्रधानमंत्री जी को ईडी और सीबीआई से इसकी जांच करा के इन घोटालेबाजों को जेल के सीक्षों के पीछे डालना चाहिए।
trouble is mounting for the Rajasthan Congress as Sachin Pilot's camp claims that their phones now are being tapped. The allegations have been made by MLA Ved Prakash Solanki, and it's churned out a fresh political drama in the state. The opposition BJP has slammed the Gehlot government over the infighting and also the charges of phone tapping.
Sensational twist to Rajasthan Congress tussle. In a dramatic escalation, the Sachin Pilot camp has now fired snooping charge at CM Gehlot camp. Congress MLA Ved Prakash Solanki, a Pilot loyalist, has alleged that phones of many MLAs are being tapped without naming CM Gehlot himself.
कुछ लोगों ने कहा है, हमारे विधायक साथियों ने भी कहा है, उधर के जो विधायक साथी हैं तो उन्होंने भी ये चीज़ कही है कि फ़ोन टेपिंग हो रहे हैं अधिकारियों को किसी भी तरह पे उच्च अधिकारियों द्वारा या आदि से नीचे वाले अधिकारियों को भी ऐसा हो रहा है, उनको डराने धमकाने जैसी बात सामने आई है।
Rajasthan Transport Minister and close aide of Gehlot rubbished the phone tapping charges.
यदि किसी को शिकायत है तो मुख्यमंत्री जी से मिलें, यदि फिर भी उनको लग रहा है तो मेरे साथ चल लें। ना तो कोई फोन टेप होता है, ना ऐसी कोई बात है, ना हम फोन टेप करते हैं, फोन टेप होता ही नहीं है।
The infighting in Rajasthan Congress has given Bharatiya Janata Party ammo to corner Rajasthan government.
अवैध तरीके से जनप्रतिनिधियों के टेलीफोन टैप करती है और उसे अपने राजनीतिक हथियार के रूप में उपयोग करती है। मुझे लगता है कि कांग्रेस को, कांग्रेस की सरकार और सरकार के मुखिया को इसका स्पष्टीकरण करना चाहिए।
As the turmoil continues, Congress President Sonia Gandhi stepped in to douse the raging factional fight fire, beginning the process to resolve and reconcile. Priyanka Gandhi's meet with Sachin Pilot is aimed at addressing his concerns. A cabinet expansion is on the cards in Rajasthan, and India Today has learnt from sources that 4 to 5 MLAs from Gehlot camp will be given ministerial berths. Some other Pilot loyalist MLAs will be given positions in the Rajasthan Congress. The government may finally deliver on promises made to Pilot after his last rebellion in 2020. Congress leadership may also want Sachin Pilot to take up a central role. Congress is also keen to avoid any fresh desertion, especially after Jitin Prasad jumped ship to BJP.
With both sides going on an offensive, the political temperature has already gone up by more than a few notches. But whether Sachin Pilot and some of his key aides are able to get a share in the power pie or not as an outcome of this political tussle could determine the way the Congress politics would go in the times to come. With Nikhil Sharma, Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur, India.
And over to the political headline from Bengal of Mukul Roy's Ghar Wapasi. Speculation is rife that there could be more TMC turncoats who could follow suit. The latest now is BJP leader Rajiv Banerjee, who held a meeting also with the TMC State Secretary Kunal Ghosh on Saturday. BJP meanwhile said that such defections will not affect the party.
It was January this year when TMC leaders joined the BJP in presence of Home Minister Amit Shah in the run-up to the assembly polls. But after Mamata Banerjee's sweeping victory, many TMC turncoats are now eyeing Ghar Wapsi. Mukul Roy was among the first to be inducted into the TMC in presence of Mamata Banerjee days ago. And now it is TMC turncoat Rajiv Banerjee who is setting off wild speculations. After meeting TMC State Secretary Kunal Ghosh, for the record, both called it a courtesy call.
Oh no, it is nothing. It is just a courtesy visit with one of my friend come brother. So I have visited his house.
Rajiv came here to meet his relative and then made a call whether I am in my office or not. I said yes, I am here. So he came.
BJP has played down the Ghar Wapsi of erstwhile TMC rebels, saying 1 or 2 people leaving the party won't affect its fortunes.
बीजेपी ऐसी पार्टी नहीं कि कोई भी आएगा कोई भी चला जाएगा, एक आध लोग आएंगे जरूर जाएंगे, इससे पार्टी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला।
Rajiv Banerjee went against Bengal BJP unit after he slammed Suvendu Adhikari's demand of president's rule in Bengal. BJP's Sabyasachi Datta claimed that BJP couldn't reach out to voters. There are speculations he might join TMC. Sonali Guha, Mamta Banerjee's loyalist, since Singur agitation, apologized to Mamta for switching sides and now wants to join the TMC. Many TMC workers who joined the BJP before polls are returning. Some are made to issue public apology, like this one in Birbhum. Will Mamta, fresh from her poll sweep, readmit all rebels who regret quitting the party?
The BJP was confident of its growing might in West Bengal, with several Trinamool Congress leaders switching camp to the BJP in recent years. However, these turncoats are now choosing to go back to the TMC, giving the Saffron Party a bigger reason to worry. With camera person Raksham Das, Prema Rajam, Kolkata for India Today.
A Dominican magistrate court is likely to begin hearing related to Mehul Choksi's illegal entry in Dominica. Choksi's hearing on this particular issue comes after he was denied bail by the Dominican High Court. The court observed that Choksi is a flight risk. Choksi alleged that he was abducted from Antigua and then forcefully taken to Dominica. This fugitive diamond heir has appealed the court's decision, which is likely to be heard today as well. Meanwhile, India's approached the Dominican High Court seeking to be made a party in the case that's been filed by Choksi. The CBI and External Affairs Ministry have sought to implead in a habeas corpus petition that's been filed at the Dominican High Court. For the first time in the UEFA Euro, England have opened their campaign with a win after a well-deserved 1-0 victory over Croatia. Raheem Sterling scored the winner for the Three Lions after he was played through by Calvin Phillips, who was a live wire on the field.
Clear indication. England were creative to start with and kept Croatia goalkeeper on his toes.
Kit, which he did get the winner in the World Cup.
The Three Lions almost took an early lead in the first half when Phil Foden's left footer struck the post.
He's hit the inside of the post. The signal. Good.
English goalkeeper Jordan Pickford was barely tested by a disappointing Croatia side, which never looked like repeating their 2018 World Cup semi-final victory over England.
Accelerator here. Easier in this stage in the first.
The winner for England came from Raheem Sterling in the 57th minute, following an excellent play from Calvin Phillips before the Manchester City winger struck home, going past Croatian goalkeeper Livakovic.
Too late, but no, he's got the power to beat Livakovic. There's a big old gap, wasn't there, in the middle of that Croatia defence, which England have exploited beautifully.
Foden.
The next opportunity came immediately after, but Harry Kane missed a close-range attempt on his way to barging into the goal post.
Control it.
Well, I think he has got into the post, but the defender's challenge here was the all.
Croatia failed to find the equalizer, with England bagging 3 points from the win as they take on neighbours and arch rivals Scotland next.
A swing, a miss.
Sports Bureau, India Today.
But he had a fantastic game.
And for lots more news from the world of sports, you can log on to our website indiatoday.in or download the India Today app. It's a wrap on this edition of First Up. Thank you very much for watching.